こんにちは、ハリケーンフットボールです。今回の教材は、ブライトンの三笘薫に関する動画です。ブライトンは、プレミアリーグ第3節でマンチェスターシティと対戦し、試合終盤の猛攻から、劇的な逆転劇で、2対1の勝利を収めました。チームのパフォーマンスと同じように、三笘薫もまあまあというくらいのパフォーマンスでしたが、後半の半ばで、ブライトンが4人同時の交代を行った直後から、チームとしても三笘薫も、見違えるように良くなり、マンチェスターシティを完全に圧倒しました。今回は、マンチェスターシティファンであるBuveyのチャンネルの試合後のレビュー動画です。三笘だけでなく、ブライトンには良いパフォーマンスした選手が多く、圧倒されたことを認め、シティに落胆をし続けています。実際にどのように話しているのか、チェックしてみましょ
う。What is going on with Man City? A 2-1 loss to Brighton. That is absolutely devastating. This City side are a million miles off winning the Premier League title, being off Liverpool's standard, Arsenal's standard, trying to win the Champions League. It feels a million miles off. Something has to change in a big way. We're going to break down all the goals, all the key moments, where Man City go from here. Make sure you subscribe. If you're new to the channel, would really appreciate it. What can I say? In the first half, it was positive. It was. Brighton were the second best side. Rodri was outstanding. And by the way, Rodri comes back and makes his first Premier League start close to a year since he got injured, about 11 months at the end of September against Arsenal in a 2-2 draw. He started that game, City didn't lose. The last time Rodri started a game and then lost is many years ago. It is crazy. So that says a lot to you watching at home. If you're a City fan, if you're a neutral, that this Man City plight, defensively speaking, conceding 2 goals, conceding cheap penalties is far bigger than Rodri. And I was naive potentially to say that if Rodri comes back, he will fix all of our issues. And there are loads of issues. There really are today. And it says that record, which was an incredible record, one of the greatest personal records any footballer's ever had in football. The amount of wins when or not losing a game of football, kind of match after match record, that is outstanding. And now that is completely obliterated on the South Coast by a side named the Seagulls, because they tried to copy Crystal Palace. What can I say? Let's just break down the goals, man. Marmoush in the 34th minute finds a little jinky run. It gets blocked by Dunk, I think it is, and just falls to Erling Haaland. It's a great finish from Erling Haaland. It marks 88 goals in 100 appearances. He gets to that kind of record of goals in 100 appearances quicker by 15 than Alan Shearer, quicker than Rooney, Suarez, Henry, Andy Cole, Robbie Fowler. It goes on and on. So his efficiency in front of goal is outstanding. And when I criticize Erling Haaland, I do it with love, because I know this guy is a 50-goal-a-season striker in all competitions. I've seen it when he came in the treble-winning campaign. He should have had a hat-trick today. This City side are relying on Erling Haaland not scoring 1 goal a game, scoring 2 or 3. And you can't expect anyone to do that. But if there's no Julian Alvarez to get extra goals, if there's no one else, I don't see the goals coming from Marmoush. I don't see the goals coming from Reinders in the same way. He'll score a couple, no doubt. I don't see the goals from Oscar Bob. So actually, Erling Haaland, if you want those kind of 2-1 wins, 3-2 wins that might get you over the line to winning the Premier League title this season, potentially, with a shaky back line, with a midfielder that is coming back from injury in Rodri, you're going to need 2 or 3 a game. And if Erling Haaland's the only naturalised number 9 in this City side, he has to do better with his finishing. He had a header from 6 yards out that he's missed. He's one-on-one with the keeper in the first half that he's missed. I'm being harsh, but you can be harsh to someone who's on 500 grand a week for 10 years. He's got tenure. He's got tenure at Man City. He has to be doing better. He has to be scoring more goals if the fair chances come. So my criticism isn't reactive. If he didn't have a sniff today, then I'd say it's a great performance, 1-0. But he had a chance to have a hat-trick. The hat-trick would have seen us 3-2 over the line, 3 points, keep up pace with Liverpool or Arsenal, whoever gets the win at Anfield. And you're back on course. But he hasn't buried his chances. That's the big criticism for me today. All game, Brighton were on the counter-attack. All game, they were City were vulnerable defensively. Mitoma was superb. Minter was superb. Gomez was fantastic. A fan favourite at Brighton as well. James Trafford not able to get out of the press, not able to use a long ball that Ederson was so brilliant at doing, driving that long ball easing pressure for 7 minutes at a time, 8 minutes at a time, stopping the pressure from the opposition. James Trafford hasn't got that long ball on him. He's great with his feet to an extent. He's decent in possession, decent, not world class. Good shot stopper, pulled off some great saves today. And that long ball that eases the pressure that Ederson we're so used to seeing at City isn't there. So Haaland's latching onto things that isn't quite at the quality of Ederson. Now, whether you can build an entire system around the distribution of a freak of nature like Ederson, who's getting Guinness World Records for his distribution, then you have to say then the system's not working, because James Trafford isn't going to match the length of ball, the quality of the drive. It's like a golf drive Ederson gives you. And we're selling him for 12 million quid to Galatasaray, and we're losing that out ball. And City relied on it for many, many years. It wasn't coming today. The pressure from Brighton built up. And then it's Lewis Dunk at the edge of a scrappy kind of free kick, I think it was, or corner. And he smashed the ball into Matheus Nunes, who's got his hands all over the place. Where are the smart defenders these days? This guy's a professional footballer who's been asked to play at right back. He isn't a right back. You're never going to win the Premier League with Matheus Nunes at right back. I can tell you that much for a fact. So whether it's Rico Lewis who came on in the second half, whatever, and we can debate Rico Lewis so the cows come home. But what's your right back doing when you're trying to win the Premier League title? Putting his arms up like that. It's embarrassing stuff. And then you're seeing James Milner. We're giving James Milner his first goal for Brighton. This guy's 40 years old. Superb narrative for James Milner. Fair play. And he loves scoring penalties against City. But you have to say, how are we giving this guy an opportunity to score a penalty out of nowhere when you're 1-0 up? The Centurions wouldn't have done this. The treble winners wouldn't have done this. The City side are a million miles away from giving away cheap penalties like that. Honestly, even giving the Brighton the ball. Brighton would have the better side in the second half. They deserved it. And then Gruder's run through. It's beautiful play from Matoma into Rutter, ball into Gruder. There's no midfield protection. Rodri looked a touch leggy going into the second half. There's no protection from Reinders. There's no protection from Bernardo Silva. Where's Nico Gonzalez for this kind of game? He wasn't even involved today. The defensive line, Kujanov, John Stones. John Stones getting pulled in and out from the likes of Welbeck, Rutter, Matoma today. Didn't have a bad game, John Stones, but he's being exposed by the lack of midfield protection today. Any great defender gets exposed in these situations. Rodri, he played the whole game today, Rodri. Where's Nico Gonzalez, who's been decent? Why not double bank Rodri and Nico Gonzalez? You're 1-0 up, drop Bernardo Silva, or drop Oscar Bob, put Bernardo Silva right wing, and have a bit more control. Up the possession statistics today. Not enough possession. Not even at 64% City. It felt very side to side. It felt very, very flat. No answer. Too late on. A 2-1 win. It feels like a very similar result to last season. How can you build up momentum going into a title race? Trying to be in a title race come October, November, December, January. That kind of middle ground of the Premier League title race. How can you do it if you're losing to Brighton 2-1? And it gets harder. We're below Man United right now. And they've been an utter disgrace to that football club in the last few weeks. What can I do? Man United next. Then Napoli. Conte's Napoli. De Bruyne's Napoli. We've let Jack Grealish go to Everton. He looks absolutely superb. De Bruyne gone to Napoli. I didn't mind that move at the time, but he's going to rip us up. Then Arsenal. I don't know what's happened. I think something really has to change. I think there has to be personnel changes. There has to be more consistency. Why is Kujanov coming in for one of his first games in months instead of Ruben Diaz? Why? Matheus Nunes coming in for Rico Lewis? Why? It makes no sense. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. James Trafford pulled off some good saves. Marmoush created the first goal. Kujanov was decent, by the way. I'm not slagging off Kujanov, but Ruben Diaz, unless he's picked up a knock. No Phil Foden, not his fault. Got injuries. It's a very tough situation. Drawing this game, it keeps you in touch. It gives you a bit of a platform after losing to Spurs. Losing to Brighton 2-1 in this scenario, it's really shocking stuff. What do you want me to say? Fair play to Brighton, by the way. Obviously, very City bias. Verbruggen was fantastic. Pulled off some big saves from Erling Haaland. I thought Van Hecke was absolutely superb. Made Trafford work really hard with a great save. Hinselwood, superb. Baleba quiet today, actually. Very, very quiet. I thought City did a job on him. Matoma, superb. And then they've got the quality off the bench. I mean, you're talking about Gruder, Rutter, James Milner, Ayari coming off the bench. Superb from Brighton today. Absolutely fantastic. I don't know what to do. You have to let me know in the comments down below where I should go from here. Make sure you subscribe. Would really appreciate it if you're brand new. I'll see you very, very soon.
次は解説です。今回は少し難しいボキャブラリーやネイティブらしい表現もいくつかありましたので、本日の解説をチェックしてみましょ
う。This man's City plight.
プライトは誰かや何かが直面している非常に厳しい状況や困難な状態を表す言葉です。日常会話ではあまり登場しませんが、ニュースやレポート、フォーマルなスピーチなどでは頻繁に使われます。例えば、戦争の被害者、難民、貧困層、絶滅危惧種などの話題で使われることが多い単語です。日本語では、苦境や窮地、困難な状況と訳されます。社会問題を話すときにぜひ覚えておきたい重要語です。
This man's city plight. This man's city plight. And now that's completely obliterated on the south coast.
オブライターへとは何かを完全に消し去る、破壊し尽くすという意味を持つ非常に強い動詞です。軍事や自然災害の文脈では、建物や都市を壊滅させる。心理的な場面では、嫌な記憶を頭から消し去るといった使い方がされます。デストロイよりも強い印象を与える表現で、文字通り、跡形もなくというニュアンスを含みます。力強く印象的な動詞なので、フォーマルな場面やライティングで使うと効果的です。
And now that's completely obliterated on the south coast. And now that's completely obliterated on the south coast. Marmouche in the 34th minute finds a little jinky run.
ジンキーは、サッカーなどのスポーツで選手が細かく方向を変えながら相手をかわすような動きを指す、とても口語的な形容詞です。日本語で言えば、切れ味のある、ひらひらとした、ドリブルが巧みなといったニュアンスになります。動詞のジンクから派生していて、ジグザグに動くや、かわすという動作を形容するために使われます。主に実況やファンの間で使われるカジュアルな表現なので、テストよりも会話や実況英語で生きる単語です。
Marmouche in the 34th minute finds a little jinky run. Marmouche in the 34th minute finds a little jinky run. So my criticism isn't reactive.
リアクティブは物事に対して受け身で反応するだけという意味を持つ形容詞です。積極的に先を読んで動く、プロアクティブと対比して使われることが多く、特にビジネスやリーダーシップの話題で品質します。例えば、トラブルが起きてから対応するような姿勢は、リアクティブ。トラブルを予測して防ぐ姿勢は、プロアクティブと表現します。トイックやビジネス英会話では非常に重要な語彙ですので、対比でセットで覚えるのが効果的です。リアクティブな人は、短絡的で、主観的で、批判的な人が多く、批判などを受ける免疫の弱い人も多いと個人的には感じます。
So my criticism isn't reactive. So my criticism isn't reactive. If you didn't have a sniff today,
ハブアスニフは日常会話やサッカー実況などで使われるカジュアルなイディオムで何かの気配を感じるやチャンスに近づくといった意味があります。特に得点機に絡むや何かが起こりそうな気配があるといったポジティブな兆しを表す際に使われます。ただし否定文で使われるとその気配すらなかったや何のチャンスもなかったと強調的に聞こえます。わずかな兆しやほのかな希望に近くスポーツの試合分析や会話表現でよく使われます。
if you didn't have a sniff today, and we can debate Ricouleur so the cows come home.
キルザカウズカムホームは直訳すると牛が帰ってくるまでですが、いつまでもや延々という非常にカジュアルで面白い表現です。もともとは牛が放牧からゆっくり帰ってくるのに時間がかかることから終わりのないほど長い時間として使われます。会話ではそんなこといくらでもできるけど意味ないよと皮肉っぽく言う場面でよく使われます。少しユーモラスで親しみやすい表現なので、ネイティブとの会話で使えたら印象アップ間違いなしです。
And we can debate Ricouleur so the cows come home. I'm not slagging off Kuzhinov, but
スラグという単語は文脈によって大きく意味が異なります。製鉄の場面では鋼材や金属くずを意味する無難な名詞ですが、イギリス英語の俗語として使われると非常に強い侮辱語になります。特に女性に対して尻軽やふしだらなどの意味合いで使われることがあり、絶対に使うべきではない差別的表現です。スラグオフという駆動詞としては、誰かをひどくけなすや批判する意味で比較的カジュアルに使われます。使い方を誤るとトラブルになる可能性があるので、慎重に扱いましょ
We're not slagging off Kuznov. We're not slagging off Kuznov.
いかがでしたか？三笘薫とミンテは前半からも攻守に奮闘していましたが、特に後半の4人同時交代をした直後から、三笘薫だけでなく、チーム全体が生まれ変わったかのようにプレーし、それにつられて、三笘も生き生きとするようなプレーに変わりました。実際には、三笘薫だけでなく、チーム全体として良かったですし、他の選手も良いプレーをしていたこともあり、ブーベイもブライトンの多くの選手を称賛していましたが、三笘薫が、その中でも特に印象的な選手の一人だったようにも感じますね。この試合でも、途中まではいまいちかなとも見えましたが、チームの状態によっても、三笘のプレーも見違えるほど変わるものだとも感じましたし、不調であるというわけではないでしょうから、今後の試合は、さらに楽しみです。この試合に関しては、もう一つ、この試合の分析動画を扱おうと思っていますので、そちらもお楽しみください。本日もご視聴いただきありがとうございました。またすぐにお会いしましょう。